The first time I came here was 1981 to compete. It was the first year of the rally class, and of course it was an all gravel hill climb. It was a wonderful experience for me because I'd read about it growing up, the Pikes Peak hill climb, and I sort of cut my teeth in hill climbs in New Zealand. Always decided this must be the best hill climb in the world, and so it was a wonderful opportunity to do that. I think Rhys's first year was 1992.
Yep.
Where he drove one of my old cars here. You know, I'd been competing here by then, you know, that some 10ish years, and I'd learned some things about the hill, and perhaps one of the biggest things that I learned was how do you memorize the hill, because it's most important that you always know where you are on the hill, and you know, especially when you're going at speed and your focus and concentration is on not only the corners but the handling of the car and the controlling the car as it's sliding up this gravel road as it was. So now it's really important to know what section of the hill you're on and what's coming next. You know, should you be braking hard for a hairpin, or should you be shifting up a gear and trying to carry more speed? So I came up with a system that I was able to pass on to Rhys, and I'm sure he's taken that system from there and evolved that to suit himself and make it even better.
The evolution of Dad's kind of inputs and advice and experience has really come in the change of the road. When the road was all dirt, it was kind of 4 to 5, maybe even more feet wider, and you really had to know the road. You would ditch hook, drop a tire down in the ditch to keep you on line, and then you could fade all the way out to the edge. Now that the road is paved, that ditch you cannot come close to, because it's like a 4 to 5 inch step, and it will really unsettle the car. And then obviously the pavement has made the road narrower, which has made some sections tighter, but in other sections an ability to run completely different lines if required and still have grip. Whereas the old dirt road, you were constantly hunting down a groove to produce the most amount of traction.
Yeah, it's one thing to know the mountain, but the other side of it is extremely important, is practice, practice, practice. And a lot of it is getting yourself comfortable. You know, of course, the team are reacting to the driver's impressions on how the car is driving, what it's doing, where he's finding the limits, and is at the front end, the rear end breaking away. The more and more practice you can do, the more seat time you can get, the more confidence you can get. So with all the torque and power that you have, how often do you give it full throttle? Or are you driving like you've got an egg underneath your foot against that throttle pedal?
It is absolutely ridiculous how linear, how progressive, how smooth you have to be to apply the throttle. And sometimes if you do roll into it a little too early, then you're having to lift, because the torque force lifts the front of the car to get the front to settle, bite, and then go again. There's multiple little oddities that are just specific to the vehicle, and modeling my driving style after yours as being one of the smoothest in the world, this is like 25% more that you have to be patient and be progressive.
Yeah.
So we are in a section now called Boulder Park. It's probably only a couple of miles from the summit. Not too afraid to admit to my faults, but exiting Boulder Park in one of my first years of being here, as my father chuckles, he recalls going past me with my car in the ditch and all 4 tires blowing off it after an extreme little understeer crash into this little kink up here. And the most incredible part about driving the Hyundai Ioniq up here is we're just shy of 14,000 feet, is I can stand on the throttle and look at this electric car pull like it's still at sea level. It's amazing. This kind of has the performance like a 250, 300 horsepower street level or sea level car.